Welcome to the Explainer. Today, we're tackling something absolutely crucial: supervised learning fundamentals. If you've ever stopped and wondered how the systems powering your favorite daily apps actually learn to make decisions, well, this is exactly where it all starts. We've got a lot of ground to cover, so let's get right into it.
Okay, let's dive into this. Think about your inbox for a second. How exactly does Gmail detect spam? We literally take it for granted that our email just magically knows a sketchy scam from a super important update from your boss. But how is it pulling that off with such incredible accuracy? The answer to that mystery lies in applied data science. Which brings us to Section 1, Learning with Labeled Data. So supervised learning is basically learning using labeled data to predict outputs. I really want you to focus on that word right there, labeled. In the data science world, we often refer to this as the ground truth. See, humans explicitly label a bunch of historical emails as spam or not spam, and then we feed all those labeled examples straight to the computer. We are literally supervising the learning process by giving it the answers up front. This way, the model learns the hidden patterns. Things like specific keyboard combinations or weird sender formats. And eventually, it can take the test all on its own.
Now, let's look at Section 2, Classification versus Regression.
And this brilliantly illustrates what is essentially the ultimate fork in the road for supervised learning problems. On the left side, we have classification. This is all about predicting discrete categories. It's basically sorting data into definitive buckets. Is it spam or not spam? Is this picture a cat or a dog? But then, on the right side, we have regression, where the whole goal is predicting continuous, exact values. What is tomorrow's temperature going to be? What's a particular stock's future price? It's the exact same foundational engine, but with two very different types of outputs.
Moving on to Section 3, the Algorithm Toolkit.
So here are the actual tools data scientists use to execute these predictions. We've got linear regression, logistic regression, decision trees, and k-nearest neighbors, or KNN for short. Linear regression is what tackles those continuous values we just talked about. But interestingly enough, despite having the word regression right there in the name, logistic regression is actually a major heavy lifter for categorizing data, right alongside decision trees and KNN. These are the mathematical engines that actually process all our labeled data. But how do we know if these tools are actually working properly? That brings us to Section 4, Measuring Success. So, the crucial point is that we need specific rulers to measure our success. We test our models against three core metrics: accuracy, precision, and recall. Accuracy is pretty straightforward. It's simply how often the model was completely right overall. But precision asks a much tighter question. Of all the emails the system flagged as spam, how many actually were spam? And recall kind of flips that on its head. Of all the actual spam floating around out there, how much of it did our model actually catch? You really need all three. Because think about it, a spam filter that just deletes every single email you receive has 100% recall, but absolutely terrible precision. These metrics are what keep our models honest.
Let's pull this all together in Section 5, House Price Prediction. Let's move to our main project and see how this builds a real-world solution. Step 1, gather labeled house data. You compile a solid historical data set where your label is the final sale price, and that's mapped to features like square footage, number of bedrooms, and the neighborhood. Step 2, choose a regression algorithm. Since a house price is a continuous number, not a category, we need regression, so we'd pick something like linear regression. Step 3, predict the value. You just feed the features of a brand new, unsold house into your freshly trained model, and boom, it outputs a predicted price based entirely on those learned patterns. Now, what's really interesting about this summary is how elegantly it captures our entire goal. Supervised learning predicts outputs. That's it. By feeding a machine known historical data with explicitly labeled answers, we give it the superpower to accurately predict unknown outputs in the future. It's a deceptively simple premise, but it is literally driving massive technological shifts all over the globe. So, I'll leave you with this. Look at the data all around you. What supervised problem will you identify next? The very next time an app recommends a movie you might like, or your bank suddenly flags a weird transaction, I want you to ask yourself, what specific labels trained this model? Are they predicting a distinct category or continuous value? I highly encourage you to dive deeper into algorithms like decision trees and really see how they function under the hood. Thanks so much for joining this explainer, and keep exploring.